to another episode on this channel. This is a great episode because this is where we're going to answer all of the questions that you guys have been putting in the comments section. Now, some of these questions needed a lot more than just a couple sentences to like really deep dive. So that's what this episode is all about. It is about getting the top 10 questions that you guys have put in the comments, read by HANIFAH, read by Alejandra. It is going to be bananas. Check it out. Boom! Brent Daniels, and this is gonna be awesome. We're gonna go through the questions that you guys have been posting, and we're gonna start with HANIFAH. HANIFAH, what is question number one, and who did it come from?
Question from TS Frankie Figs 1.
All right, Frankie Figs.
When trading lists, do I JV a contract so we share the assignment fee?
Okay, got it. So that question is trading lists. So we talked about it on this page about building up your cash buyer database, which is the difference between making $5,000 a deal or $50,000 a deal. Like, it's the cash buyer database. It is so vitally important. So what I suggest is, as you're building up your cash buyer database, get onto Facebook, right? Go and check out all the fixing and flipping ads and check out all the threads after somebody posts about a property and snag all their emails, all their phone numbers, reach out to those people. Build up your cash buyer database to about 100 or 200 cash buyers, and then trade it with somebody. So you have 200, you have 200, you trade. Now you guys each have 350, 400. You do that 2 or 3 more times. All of a sudden you have thousands, and you build it and build it and build it. So it's not about JVing on those contracts. It's about building and trading your cash buyer databases. Listen to me. If you think that you have the magical cash buyer list that nobody else has and your cash buyers only work with you, you are wrong. They're cheating on you all the time with other wholesalers, okay? They are cheating all the time. They're looking for the freshest, the biggest lists of all time. Don't be greedy with your cash buyer list. Work with somebody that you really enjoy at a meetup group, or maybe you're at the Real Estate Investor Association groups. You know, whatever it is, meet somebody that's like-minded that you don't mind sharing your list with, and build up your cash buyer database really quick. Also, start scraping on LinkedIn, because there's a ton of people, more people are posting that they're a wholesaler, a fix and flipper, a developer, you know, all these different things to help build your cash buyer database. So build it, trade it, trade it, trade it. Now you have 5,000, 10,000 in your cash buyer database, and now you're really getting those big checks. Woo! Alejandra.
Question from Daniel Nemi. After you have that contract, where do you find people that want to buy the deal or buy the property? Do you have investors already interested, or do you post them on websites?
Both. Absolutely both. So this goes back, this dovetails perfectly with HANIFAH's question. So you gotta build up your cash buyer database. So a couple different things. Facebook Marketplace in smaller markets is going bananas with helping to sell wholesale deals. So post your stuff there. Make sure that you're scraping Craigslist for anybody that says we buy houses. Build that up there. But for the most part, we have, you know, right now with our business, because we've been doing it for the last 5 years, we've been building up the cash buyer database to such a big amount that we blast it out to all of them through email, through text, and through calling. If you get your first deals, listen to me guys, if you're just doing your first deals and you only have maybe 50 or 100 cash buyers, call them. Just call them, tell them about the deal, make them feel like they have that white glove service, and they're gonna like come back to you over and over and over again. But make sure you're also building your cash buyer database.
That's a ton of sense.
Yes.
Question from Jonathan Case.
Okay.
Do you guys send the address in the email blast, or do you leave out the address and have them contact you for it?
Yes.
That way you know who to follow up with.
Right. We put the address in place because we want people to make a decision now. In Phoenix, it is like hot. Right? I mean, and everywhere is hot. So people want to make sure that they get the info now. They want to comp it. They want to know what area it's at, and then they're going to go. Now, some people hide the address because they're afraid that whoever's on their blast out, and it happens, will go and knock on the door of the seller and try to get them to cancel the contract with you and go with them. I get it, but if you build up enough rapport and enough relationship with the seller and you tell them what you are doing, that you are wholesaling the property, there is no issues. We've never had an issue with it. We've had people go to the door of our sellers 4 or 5 different times, like telling them like literally like I can give you more money or I can do this. We had the relationship, so we kept those deals and it wasn't a problem. They actually let us know that they were like, there's these crazy people coming around our house. So yeah, we always put the address. It's a great question from Jonathan. It's up to you if you want, but the less friction there is to sell your deals, the more you're gonna make on them and the faster that they're gonna sell. Got it?
Question from Joel. Are you leaving voicemails for the personal representatives for probates or their heirs? In the voicemail, are you mentioning the probate situation or only that you're a house buyer and want to know if they would consider an offer?
Great question. Yes, absolutely. We leave a voicemail for the representative and we just tell them that we want to buy their house. You know, this is Brent. I was calling about, I know this call's out of the blue. I was calling about your property at 1010 Banana Street. I was calling because I wanted to see if you would consider an offer on that property. I completely understand if you don't want to sell right now, but if you could give me a call back, that way I don't keep bugging you. My number's, and say it twice. Say your number twice and leave it at that. You don't have to go deep into it. In probate, that's the most like, that's one of those lists that a lot of people call, so they know why you're calling. You're just hoping that with your tone of voice, with your approach, that they're going to give you a call back, which happens often. We get some really, really good deals. In Phoenix, 75% of properties that go through probate sell in the first 90 days of new ownership. Okay, they sell those properties. That is a hot list. Get after it. Great question from Joel. Yep. You guys having fun?
Yes.
What are we doing?
We're just hanging out.
I know.
Question from Charles Croya.
Yep.
Can you give some examples of podcasts that you've enjoyed or learned a lot from that talk about real estate or wholesaling?
Podcast. Number one podcast, obviously, is the Wholesaling Inc. podcast because I'm one of the hosts, so I'm biased for sure. I really, really, really love, it's not real estate, but I really love the Gary Vee podcast. I think it's just a really good business podcast when it talks about self-awareness, gratitude, and patience, which I think is huge if you have those 3 in your life and in your business. I'll dip into the Rich Dad Poor Dad podcast every now and then. He has some real heady stuff in there that I don't really get into, but when it talks about business structure and being an investor and an entrepreneur and business owner, I really like that as opposed to being an employee or self-employed. And I really like Joe Rogan's podcast just because it's the kind of free form and I really like the honesty of it. So, yeah.
He's very honest.
Yeah.
This question is from Uncle Grandpa.
Uncle Grandpa.
He says, I've heard about the dialer before and know it has something to do with phones, but can you explain what it is and what it does?
Yeah, so the dialer, so we use Mojo Dialer. There's a ton of other dialers out there that you can use. You can plug it in, but just think of it this way. Just think of an Excel sheet, right, on your computer with the name of the owner, the address, and then the phone numbers. Typically, there's up to 6 phone numbers per address. And you can upload that all into an online format to where you just have to press go and it's going to automatically call them. So you don't have to hand dial. You don't have to listen to ringtones. It's really, really awesome when somebody picks up, boom, you're there. I'm punching my hand a lot in this video. I don't know why. I'm excited today. I don't know. I got you guys. This is exciting. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, woo. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, the dialer is life-changing, absolutely life-changing. Once you press go on that, you have a solid niche list. You got accurate phone numbers from batchskiptracing.com. Use TTP for your coupon code. And yeah, you upload it and now you're talking to people that you want to and it's really, really great.
Sweet.
Yep.
Question from Mascotti.
Mascotti.
How do you find buyers?
Okay.
Who do you blast it out to?
Another buyers one, triple one on this. So buyers. Guys, listen, They're everywhere. LinkedIn, go to your trustee auctions, right? The foreclosure auctions. Wait around for the guys that are bidding for those people because they're not just bidding for themselves. They represent a lot of cash buyers around your market that want to buy discounted deals, and you get the best ones from people that are in distress. And at the foreclosure auctions, there's some phenomenal deals there. So talk to those people that represent those buyers. It is awesome. Make sure that you're you're scraping through your Zillow. Zillow has a ton of people on there that are selling it for sale by owner. A lot of times those are investors trying to get some interest in their property before it gets listed. So you can reach out there. And LinkedIn, I'm telling you, LinkedIn is where it's at. Go check that out. Also, you can find a ton of buyers on Realtor.com. Realtor.com. It has the agents in there and what they specialize in. Talk to those investment agents. They represent a lot of people that are buying with cash money, and with buying the properties cash, and that's who you want to focus on, is those agents that know what the heck they're doing. Yeah.
All right. From Curtis Blocky. Do you leave a voicemail if they don't answer? And does calling driving for dollars versus calling lists change that answer?
Yes, I don't leave voicemails for like the big like absentee owner or tired landlord lists. I do for driving for dollars, multifamily, and probate. Those are the ones that you want to leave messages for. Make it simple. I already said what the voicemail is. Just rewind back and kind of write that down. But really, it's very simple. It's out of the blue. You're calling about this specific property. Make sure you say their name. Don't call them Mr. Daniels or Mrs. Brown or Mrs. Merch or whatever. You know, you want to go with, hi, I'm looking for Alejandra. I was calling about your property here, right? So make it sound like you already have a relationship with them, almost like you're familiar with them, and that'll get them to be curious and call you back. So don't be all mysterious. Don't be like, hey, this is Brent, call me back. That doesn't work, right? Like, it just doesn't. That's just creepy. Don't do that, right? Or, hey, I was calling about your property, call me. No, stop it. Stop with all this shenanigans. Say what you are, say who you are, tell them it's out of the blue, tell them what property you're calling about, and give them your number, and tell them that you want to talk to them so that you can take them off the list if they choose that. That's important.
Great.
Yep.
Question.
Cruising. Is this number 9 out of 10?
We're reaching the bottom.
We are cruising.
Question from Godreacher.
Yep.
Question, Brent.
Yep.
Where would I get purchase agreement contracts for seller and also for the buyer? My guess would be straight off the net and print them out.
Yep. Yeah, you just go online. You should be able to get like a 2-page purchase contract that's real general. Take it down. Listen to me. Take it down to a real estate attorney in your market and just get it formatted the way that they suggest in your specific market, because every state's a little bit different, but it should only be 2 or 3 pages. Make sure that you have the right to market the home once it's under contract. Make sure that you talk to them and if you're looking to wholesale, then make sure you let your attorney know that that's your game plan, that's your goal, and then they can help you format it so that you have all the legal terminology. Sure, yeah, all of it in there, yeah. So that you're compliant with everything, because that's really, really important.
All right,
Yep.
Last question. If you leave a message for a homeowner, how soon until you call them back? I've been leaving messages every 10 to 14 days. I'm skip tracing text, delinquent, returned mail. This question was from Phil.
Phil, I leave 2 voicemails and then I keep going. I want fresh lists. I want people that are ready now. Remember, you can always recycle these lists back in 6 months from now. An issue that I see with new people starting out making calls is they go 50 driving for dollars and then they just hammer it, and then they say, nobody's talking to me. Well, go get more. Quality is so important, but you need to get quantity in there. And remember, if you use a dialer and leverage, you can call it to 150 numbers an hour. So if you were to take 10 hours, you can call 1,500 numbers. Come on, there is a deal in there. So, make sure that you have enough addresses and enough phone numbers to really make an impact. And don't just stick with like hammering the same people over and over and over. I suggest that you text, you leave voicemails. If you need to door knock, go and door knock. You know what I mean? But keep building up that like primo list so that you have so many opportunities. So that is it. Yeah. How do you think we did? This is our second time doing this. First time we didn't have a microphone on. So yeah, whatever. So I think the second time went better, actually. What do you think?
Yeah, I think
Feels
it's
good
great.
to me.
It feels good?
Good to me.
All right, guys.
Can you hear us?
If you guys have more questions, we can do this on a monthly basis. We can do this every couple of weeks. Make sure you put comments down below on specific things that you want to hear about, and we'll have these lovely ladies read them out, and we'll go through them and pick the best ones that seem to be popping up the most. So yeah, hope that this was useful for you. Hope it was beneficial. Start implementing it in your business. If you're ready to join the most proactive group in real estate, wait for this. The last end of this video, you'll see a website, wholesalinginc.com/TTP. Sign up for a call. It'll be the best half hour of your life. It'll be help strategize your wholesale business, and hopefully I'll be coaching you personally here in the next couple days. So until next time, love you guys. See ya.